Today I'm sharing something very close to my heart, my Draw It Out project, where I created 100 large-scale drawings during my month-long artist residency in November of this year. In this video, I'll explain why my Draw It Out project has been so meaningful to me and how I see non-representational, abstract, intuitive, and expressive drawing, how the lines may be blurred, and how the artist defines it for themselves through it all. I wanted to cover 4 quick points that I see these large non-representational abstract drawings to be. So number 1, paint is a mark-making tool in my drawing practice. And I'm using paint sparingly here and light washes, and it's more thought of as a drawing mark. So think of paint as just another tool in the drawing toolbox. It's no different from the charcoal or the graphite or the pastel. My focus is on the act of creating marks and gestures that prioritize movement, line, and immediacy, rather than building up a heavily layered work. Like you can see these in the background. They require more thinking and more time. So these drawings are immediate. They may use paint, but they also have a lot of mixed media materials, and the focus is on the mark itself. The emphasis here is on the physicality and process of mark making and what makes these works drawings, even though they involve paint. So number 2 is important to me, drawing process as gesture. So gesture is movement. The drawing is more about the approach than the material. These works are rooted in process and gesture. They emphasize the immediacy of physical marks and the act of creating rather than the finished product, although it does become a product, and that's where it can be contested. So I really want to push the edges and the boundaries and make these stand alone as large drawings in a non-representational and abstract form. The works aren't about creating like a painterly surface. In my class, Unleashing Creative Freedom, I work on a layered and paper paint process, and those are more like small paintings that are built up with lots of paint and layered over time. And then that's how these larger works on canvas that are 40 inch by 30 inch that are in process are really, they're taking their time, they're getting built up with layers. In the drawings, it's more immediate and I let go, and often you're seeing a lot of drawing on this channel, and that's how I bring the process together in order to get to the painting, and that's how I stay in my art practice and have developed my art process over time. Some of the things are very unique to me, some things are not as unique. The process becomes individual the more you work in it, the more you face yourself and internalize everything. So that brings me to the point of artists as authorship. We define the drawing and we define these things for ourselves. Sometimes it blurs the lines. Art categories like painting and drawing aren't defined solely by materials used. So for this Draw It Out project and the 100 drawings, large-scale drawings, I'm focusing on the gestural movement and the immediacy. Even when I'm using paint, the work stays in the realm of drawing because they prioritize mark making and direct interaction with the surface. So I'm deciding that that's a category that I want to hone and give voice to in this large drawing process in my Draw It Out project, and that's heavily what the project was about, to focus on the immediacy of the mark in the moment, to define it for myself and to come up with my own personal art ethos. And then as artists in authorship, we can assign it meaning as the artist, and that's when words come in handy here. We can articulate the vision and describe what the experience is. And it's just a subset of a longer body of work, right? We can have these little moments like open studios in a show at a residency that has a project defined and words attached to it, and then we can have our broader scope practice, and then each little show or moment that you'll get to showcase your work can be defined by you, and usually will be. So it's important to say that the drawn out project has been really transformative for me. Creating 100 pieces allowed me to fully immerse myself in intuitive mark making and explore themes of energy, movement, emotionality, and it was deeply healing. It's a reminder that creativity isn't linear, and when you show up daily to the art process and art practice, you can't always control the outcome. So it's really about Drawn Out was really about letting go and honing in and honoring lots of things. You know, the drawing process itself, the abstraction, the raw, primal, intuitive mark making, the fun and excitement, childlike wonder. It's all there, and I'm excited because I can fully see myself in this exhibition. Seeing them on the wall was just wonderful. Now I'm going to show you the full 100 in a slow down chunk of time here, and I'll do another voiceover here and dive a little deeper into what it meant for me.
So I was really focusing on the non-representational, abstract, expressive, raw, intuitive drawing process here, and really letting go, using the materials as drawing marks and moments, right? Even paint. And a lot of times the paint was fluid and watered down, or there was even watercolor and inks at times. So it was really about exploring the way the gestural movements happen and how we can really let go in the moment, and learning to trust it, because I made 100 large drawings in 30 days, and that's nothing to that you can't just have everything perfect in that amount of time. You just have to be able to learn to let it go. So this really teaches us how to look at the body of work and see what's strong and sometimes what's weaker too, right? But not be attached to it and allowing it to be what it wants to be. It can really bring us to different places and spaces inside of us, and I was really working on all kinds of different emotionality and allowing myself to go to even heavier and darker moments. That's why I say it was very healing, and then I can see all sides of me emerging here and fully see myself in the process of my art practice, but also in life. And it's really important because I'm moving into different territory now and giving voice into all my expressions and speaking more fully into who I am, not just as an artist, but who I am as a person. And I hid that for a long time, but this Drawn Out drawing project has been years in the making in some ways to be here now. I've been training myself over the years to slowly come out of hiding and slowly to dare myself to go more. And now that's what I teach others to do as well. And so this project is a culmination of all of that and more. And here it is.
So if you've been inspired by the Drawn Out project and are interested in non-representational, abstract, intuitive, raw, expressive, emotional work, that's my wheelhouse here. I'm really good at helping people tap into their heart and energy and emotions and holding space for that. I've gotten a lot of compliments from my previous online classes in many different kinds of ways. So I know that it works, and F.A.C.E is just a longer program that I have developing now. 8 weeks is starting January 3rd, and if you're interested in exploring more, there's a link below. Also, if you're interested in learning more about my Drawn Out residency, I have an interview video there. There's a lot going on, and whether you join or not or can't, I wish you a creative new year, a creative 2025, a healthy, a prosperous, a happy new year, as happy as it can be, right? I know there's highs and lows, and that's what F.A.C.E is all about. We turn and face the actual reality of the situation when we use the energy and the emotionality to enter into the mark making. This is very important if you're looking for more freedom in your work, more like an expression, want to loosen up. And you might not just want to loosen up in art, you might want to loosen up in life, you know. I know I do. It can always go more and more and more and more. So Happy New Year, and I'll see you next year. And maybe I'll see you in face.